There's something that I've been thinking about. There's something that has come to me over the last few years. It's come to me often, and I have noticed that the most successful people alive, the top less than 1% billionaires, all have one thing in common. They all share this particular trait. You might think that it's the capacity or the ability to conduct business, to sell a product, to create something that everybody wants. It is that, but it's much more. Some billionaires sell fish. Some of the billionaires sell computer wares. Some sell software. Some sell clothing. But there's one thing I realized, that every single one of the top percentage of the super successful people in the world have, and that is something that is called self-dependence. They have a tool or attribute of self-faith. You know, we're all created with a measure of faith. God gave everyone a measure of faith. But these particular ones have chosen to invest their faith in one being. The majority of us take our faith and invest in God. These people invest their faith in themselves. And because they put all the faith that they have in themselves, they almost rarely are able to even believe in God, because the capacity to believe has already been spent, and it's been spent on them. So their power of great wealth is not just their business acumen. Their power of great wealth is their ability to see themselves in the same light that ordinarily you will see God. So they are a God to themselves. Now, see, but if you check how the Bible puts it, besides the faith that we put in God, there's a God kind of faith. So a man who has faith that he places in God is also blessed with a God kind of faith that he can place in himself and begin to become like God to create the world that he so desires. So the key to the greatest success is nothing but self-faith. An amazing belief in yourself, unshakable, unshaken. These people know who they are. These people know that they deserve everything that comes to them. Nothing that comes to them is by mistake. I want you to know that when God made the world, he made the world with an unlimited supply of wealth. The sun is 1.3 times larger than the earth. The sun is one big ball of power. Wealth. There is so much more wealth in the universe than we can consume. There's so much more. So, but you see, the system of the world says there isn't enough. So it makes us start to grab and go after. And it says, oh, we are beginning to become overpopulated. That is not truth. That is a lie of a devil. The universe, the earth, is designed to cater for even 100 billion people, if so. There is enough material, enough wealth, not just enough resource, enough wealth to feed billions and billions of people. The God who created this universe ensures that. In case you don't know, the universe is expanding every second at the speed of light. There is nothing we can do to consume the wealth. God is unlimited, is unlimitable. You know, so this is it. So we are created with a code. When we were made, God encoded success in our beings. Nobody, but nobody, is created to be a failure. There is nothing really like a failure. To fail means you took a step to a success. So the more failure you see in your life, the more you need to embrace the path that you're going. The only time you fail is when you veer off course. Everyone God's created is created to fulfill a certain purpose. Once you know that's what you're supposed to become, and you walk on that path, you automatically become a success. That is the truth. But the system of the world has recoded everything to say, oh, he's a failure. Now, there's something that I call the law of averages. The law of averages states that there's only so much that can happen before something different occurs. Now, if you're trying to go someplace, if you're trying to go from here to there are only so many wrong options that you will take before you eventually get to your point of destination. It may take you time. It may take you effort. You may fall a couple of times. But if you stick to it, you will arrive at the place you're destined to go. That is the secret of the universe. Let me give you a quick story about the eagle. Now, I know that the eagle is the most popular animal, popular bird. Everyone uses it to describe successful scenario. Well, I'm guilty of that too. Now, when a baby eagle is born, the question is, this baby eagle, is it born with the same capacity as the mother eagle, or does it have to learn how to become that eagle? Now, when the mother eagle takes off in flight, spreading those great wings, and is soaring in the sky, the baby eagle looks and sees his mother. And like we all know, children like to imitate their parents. So this little baby eagle starts to squawk and cry out and say, "Mommy, I want to be just like you." And the mommy says, "Wait." One day, the mommy on its own will pick up this little baby eagle from the nest high up in the cleft of a rock, high up on a high mountain, or the highest tree available in the forest, and then will throw this baby off. And this little baby eagle will start to flap its wing as it plummets dangerously to a very tragic end. In its panic, its mother will swoop, pick it up, catch it in mid-flight, and return it to the nest. And the little baby will just, heave a sigh of relief. Thank God, mommy didn't let me die. And this will continue for days and for days and for probably weeks. And every single time, this baby eagle, this eaglet, will fall and be unable to flap its wing to fly. One day, the law of averages will kick in. When the mother throws the baby eagle, she'll begin to flap her wings desperately, in panic. "Oh my God, I'm going down again." And then, what happens is, the code of being eagle that was placed in it will be broken. And suddenly, the wings of that baby eagle will flap and flap, but this time not in vain. It will suddenly find that it can begin to fly and possibly soar for a little bit. And the mother will take it back up. And the more it does that, the more it becomes itself. So we are both created what we are successes. But we are going to need to break the code. We're going to need to learn to become who we are. Whatever that we are must be learned. This is the way of the universe. This is the way of the world. This is the way of God, that you practice to become who you are. So failure is nothing but one step towards your success. That you need to understand, that you need to learn. Then you can begin to move in the right direction and understand that you are created to succeed as a human being, to succeed at something. Just stay in your lane and keep going. Keep walking, keep running, and soon you will be flying and you will have broken the success code.